Welcome to Shiny Colors Final Classes, everyone. This is Rashmi here, and today we are making this stone motif. How beautiful it is! Look at it. How 3D it is looking. I have already drawn, and when you draw, just make sure that it has to come even all the side. Then only the color will come good. If you want, you can just click a picture here and just draw it before you color it. Now I applied the water and I'm taking burnt sienna color, mixing a little ochre into it, just making it a little lighter, applying from the middle. Now you see in the picture the upper part is light because it has the grooves, it has the pattern. So the upper part is light and the down part is darker because the light is coming from the top, so left top. So I am leaving the area light where it is lit, and I am doing the dark on the bottom part where it is dark. So first we have to mark the light and shade part before we give any detail into it. I am applying the same burnt sienna and ochre color, and I am giving all the light patterns first. So you see it is coming alternate. The side that is lit on the top, the same side that is dark in the bottom. I am just doing the dark color all around it and making that outline around. The paper is still wet and I am just applying the values so that all the values will take place, and then we will give the details. The paper is still wet, but I am starting with a little darker tone and trying the same thing, the darker and the lighter values, and leaving the part where it is light and doing the part that is dark. So you can see each and every circle we have to give that variation of light. Now I am giving the details in the design part. Still at the same time I am keeping that light and shade in mind, and based on that only I am giving the design. So in the bottom part you see the outer layer of the design is dark, but in the bottom, in the top part, the inner part of the design is dark. So that variation is very important, and see it now start taking place. And slowly you see the design is started to show its 3D effect. Though the paper is still wet and the design is still loose, but you can see it is starting to pop up, starting to show the volume, starting to show the volume in the stone. Now again see the design, because the light is coming here, the design has also variation. So see, in each groove the light is falling and we have to show it on the paper. So in each groove where the depth is there, it is dark, and where the little highlight is there, that area is little lifted. So we have to observe nicely, and accordingly we have to give the detail. Now see, the paper is all dry, and then I am starting the details. So I just make smaller area wet so we can have the soft edges and will not get the hard edges. Based on the light, you see the outline of that middle circle is very different. The top part is dark inside, but it is lit in the bottom part, so we have to maintain that. Same is happening here also in the top design. The top part is lit, but the bottom part is dark. Carefully we have to give the design light and shade. My paper is little wet, little damp, so you can see it is giving the soft edges, but at the same time it's not spreading as much as it was spreading earlier. And a very small design in the middle also. Giving the more dark values. So the same way we have to quickly finish all the things. So let me quickly finish all this middle part and then I'll come back. Now you see wherever required, I'm lifting also. So where the highlight is coming, you can just lift the color also, so that you can see the edge of every design that is also lifted and getting the light. So you can see the 3D effect on each design, on each pattern that is there. Now when you give the detail here, you can just make that area wet and you can do it. I can do fast, so I have applied water in so many patterns, but you can do one by one also to give the design. Just make sure that it has to be correct on light and shade. Now slowly give the design and the detail. Make sure that your shape is also all correct. Now carefully you have to keep that design in mind, and you have to keep the light and shade also, where it is dark and where it is light. Make sure that that pattern should come correctly, then only your full design will look proper. And here you see a small detailing, and you see as the light is coming from the top, that small design, small pattern in the middle has a edge that is shining, so we have to leave that edge, and the top area edge is dark in the downward, so you have to observe and make that pattern correctly. So let's quickly make this design and then I'll come back to you. So now we have to come to the outside layer of the full design, full motif. You see how beautiful that is. So I finished the outer layer and then I finished the circles. Those are there all outside in this pattern. So you see how I have done the previous one. Just make them wet and I am just coloring with the burnt sienna and little bit burnt umber. Only very limited palette I used for this painting. I used burnt sienna mainly, ochre little bit, and then burnt umber. These are 2-3 colors I added in this painting. Carefully I am adding the shadows and values here to give each and every circle the 3D effect. Here also the light and shade, you have to keep it in the mind. So you see, I'm just moving on with the same pattern, giving darkness in the bottom and leaving the light in the top. Carefully give more values with the dark color. Again applying water, same way. So let's finish this quickly and then I'll come back to you. Now the outer layer, the most outer layer, applying a very diluted burnt sienna all around. Giving the darkness in the bottom. Here you go, and in the bottom part we have to make it dark. Just make sure your lines, the shape has to come proper round, but your line should not be very neat, very even. You have to remember that the shape of the circle has to be proper circle. It should not be oval, and the shape has to come nicely, but at the same time your lines should be little loose, little merged, mixed with the background and blended with the design also. Now we have to make the surrounding area. Leaving a thin line in the middle, I am just making the surrounding part. So when I'm leaving the line, my hand is quite stable, but if you are beginners and your hand is a little this thing, you just rest your hand on the book and slowly you make that line. That is important, to leave a thin layer, thin line in the middle of that design and the background. I'm giving a little sprinkle effect with the brush so that I can get that stone texture. See how beautiful it came. Just loving it. So please subscribe my channel if you are new and keep the bell icon on so that you will get the notification for my new videos. Thank you, friends. And then with that I'm done. Hope you enjoyed this lesson as much as I have enjoyed doing this. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Happy painting, my friends.